Hey guys, welcome to the second video of database management systems, and today we are going to learn how to insert different integrity constraints like unique, not null, check, primary key and foreign key in our tables. Integrity constraints are used to specify rules for the data in our table. For better understanding, I've already created a demo table in organization database. So the name of the database I've taken is organization, and I've created a demo table in which there are employee ID, name, age, contact number and project as attributes. Employee ID has integer domain type, name has varchar, age is again integer, contact number I have taken big int because integer doesn't support 10-digit number or integer, and project has again varchar. I've inserted some values in my table, and by typing this command, that is select star from demo, I have displayed the table. So here we can see all the attributes and the entries that I've given. The thing to be noted here is that there are two people who are having same employee ID. There is a person whose employee ID is not specified, and there is a person who has an employee ID but whose name is not specified. In an organization, it is a compulsion that everybody should have a unique employee ID. Then how can these two people have the same employee ID? Also, here we can see that there is a person without employee ID. So how can we remove these bugs in our table? So to do that, we have integrity constraints. The employee ID should be unique. Every person should have their own unique employee ID. There are some attributes which are not supposed to be left null or which are not supposed to be left empty, like name. Like suppose your manager wants to evaluate your project and does not know your name. So what we can do here is we can give integrity constraints while creating our table itself, which will reduce these bugs in our table and allows us to specify some rules that the data in the table, whatever data will be entering in the table, will have. So let's create a table. Create table and let's say employee table. So in employee table, again we'll have the same attributes as above. We'll have employee ID, it will be integer, but this time we will say that it is unique, which will tell us that all the employee IDs that we'll be entering should be unique from each other. We can have name with varchar 10, and we will specify that this is not null, which means that here not null is the integrity constraint. Not null specifies that name attribute should not be left empty. Name attribute, while entering the values in it, cannot be left empty. And here employee ID, I'm writing it as unique, which means that the employee IDs, all the employee IDs should be different from each other. But again, here if we have written unique, still someone can leave this attribute null. But we don't want that. So what we can do is, we can write employee ID as our primary key. What is a primary key? Primary key uniquely identifies the table. So here, our employee ID will uniquely identify our whole table, because employee ID is supposed to be unique for everybody and cannot be left null. So we can say that primary key is a combination of unique and not null. So when someone enters primary key as their integrity constraint, which means that employee ID here should not be left null and the data should be unique. Now, what we'll do, we'll specify age and write age as integer. I'm introducing another integrity constraint to you all, which is known as check. Now what we'll do, we'll check if our age is greater than 20 or not every time. So what this check constraint does, it checks whatever value we are entering should be in a specific range. So here, whatever the user will enter, the age should be greater than 20. I can give it as age greater than equal to 20. Age greater than equal to 20. I can give age less than equal to 50. For example, it can be any condition that you want. Here I am giving age should be greater than equal to 20. Now next, we have contact number. Contact number is supposed to be begin. And now everybody will have unique contact numbers as well. No two people in an organization can have same contact number. So why didn't we specify contact number as our primary key? Because contact numbers are not necessary that every employee should have. It is not a compulsion. Maybe an employee does not enter their contact number or does not want to enter their contact number. So we cannot put it as a primary key here. But yeah, we can have unique constraint here that all the contact numbers should be unique. And then we write project, again varchar 10, and project can be null. Maybe a person is not assigned a project yet, or a person is newly joined or has completed their project and is not currently working on any project. So we can leave it without any integrity constraint over here. Yes. So our table with all the integrity constraints that we specified is created. Now let's enter some values in our table and check if the values get inserted or not. So I write insert into employee. I'll give employee ID as 1001 for the first ID. I give name as Radhika. I write age as same 25, and I write contact number same, and the project name same again. Oh, I'm sorry. I did not write here values. Yes. So our values have been inserted. If you want to check if our values have been inserted or not, you can write select star from and then the table name. See, our values have been inserted. Now let's try to violate some of the constraints that we already put. Let's give the employee ID same to Raj with age maybe 30 and contact number as this, and let the project be this. See, it says duplicate entry 1001 for the key employee.primary. So here we have violated the constraint which said that all the employee IDs should be unique, because primary key automatically takes the values which should be not null and unique combined. So the this value did not get inserted. Now let's give this and leave this as null, as in let's leave the name as null. Let's give age as 28 and let's give contact number as anything. I'm giving random values. And here we can have XYZ, ABC for example, and let's see. Column name cannot be null. So here we have written null, which is not allowed because while creating the table we said that the name should not be null. Now let's give some name over here. Let's give name as Raj, and here maybe let's give age as 18 and let's try if it works, because we have given condition that our age should be greater than 20, right? It says check constraint employee check 1 is violated, so which means that check constraint is violated over here. So to insert again the values, we cannot keep age below 20. So now I'm taking it 30 and contact number, this and the project. See, the values are inserted in the table. Okay, so I've entered few more values in my employee table. Now the next integrity constraint that we'll be talking about is a foreign key. So a foreign key is a key used to link two tables together. It is sometimes also known as a referencing key. A foreign key is a combination of a foreign key is a column, or it's a combination of columns whose values match a primary key in a different table. So like we have employee table, and employee table has employee ID as primary key. So this employee ID can become foreign key for some other table. So if I give you an example, let's say we have a student table, and in student table we are storing roll numbers and names, and we have another table grades in which we are storing roll number and grades. So now we can link these two tables with roll number attribute. So here roll number becomes primary key for student table and it becomes foreign key for grade table. So now let's create another table. Here we'll create a project table and we will have employee ID as foreign key in that table. I'll create table as projects, and we'll have employee ID as integer. Then we'll have project numbers. Maybe an employee is working on 3 projects or 4 projects, so that it is again integer. And let's have office address. So like there are organizations which have offices at different locations, like one office at different locations. So for that we will specify office address, that all the employees of in our table are from which location. So I'm specifying it as var 10, and let's say default they are from Pune. So this is another integrity constraint which is known as default. What default does is it assigns a specific value to all the values which we'll be entering in the office address attribute. In this attribute, initial value will be this for all the entries that we'll be putting. And now we'll specify that this is done, and now we'll specify that employee ID here is foreign key, which is referencing which references the employee ID from employee table. So now we'll write foreign key, which is employee ID. Let's say it references, and then we have to write the table name which it references, and then again in bracket we need to specify the ID. Okay, I'm having some error. Create table projects, employee ID in Captain Pune. It's okay. Yeah, so we have not closed a bracket over here. Yes, so now our projects table has been created. Now let's insert values in our project. Insert into projects values, and now we'll be entering. Now let's enter value for 1002 ID number. Let's say 1002, which is employee ID for Raj. Okay, so let's say Raj is working on 3 projects and he is from Pune. Yes, let's say we'll enter value for 1005, which is Bhushan. He's working on 2 projects and he is from Delhi. Yes. Okay, so now let's check if the values have been inserted properly or not. Select star from, and then we'll say projects. Yes, so we have these 2 employee IDs, and one is from Pune, one is from Delhi. We have inserted it. Now let's see what describe projects tells us. So when we write describe and the name of the table, it tells us, it shows all the attributes of our table, their types. It shows us if we can leave any of the attribute null or not, and what is the key and everything. So here we can see that employee ID is integer type. It can be left null, but it is foreign key from employee table. And here you can see office address, but it can be left as, it can also be left as null, but default over here is not null, it's Pune. So default value will stay Pune. Okay, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my video, and do not forget to like and subscribe my channel. Thank you.